Hey gamers, I am Cyber7. Hope you're all well, guys. Now this is the slightly delayed part 2 video to my road trip that I did with Daz Conjonesdeloro just over a week ago now. We headed off to London for 2 reasons. As I said in the first video, we visited a couple of retro game shops, which is Retro Game Base and Play Nation. I also showed you the one sole pickup that I made from Play Nation, and it was well worth going down just for that game, to be honest. But the second part was supposed to be a talk about a certain YouTuber who we went down there for to go and check out, meet up with and check out his amazing collection, and that is obviously the retro godfather himself, that's Daz. And as I say, we met up with him in Retro Game Base. He went to both shops with us. He picked up some fantastic items himself. But then after we left Play Nation, we ended up going to the boozer, as you do. We had something to eat. And then we decided to move on because the day had drained away with all the travelling that we had to put in just to get into London. And then travelling from Retro Game Base down to Play Nation, and then from Play Nation to Daz. We literally got there around, I think it was just before 8 o'clock. So, you know, we was well behind schedule, unfortunately. And we only had literally 1 hour, just over an hour in Daz's house. And I was disappointed, really, because I really wanted to spend a lot more time there, because the collection... just opening his front door alone and you're seeing the 3 arcade machines, you know, it's something you don't see every day in a normal person's house. But this guy is super dedicated, and I was just amazed just walking through his front door, to be honest with you. But we got into his house, switched them all on, and I was just checking out the arcades for a bit, and then we went into his main living room area, and he had a good selection of games in there. Some fancy consoles sitting on his shelf, obviously his Panasonic Q and his PlayStation, what's it called now? His PSX. That's where I got the inspiration to get myself one. And that was nothing. That was just like, you know, wow, I was amazed there. You know, and there was really not a lot in there, to be honest. And then he disappeared and switched on his brand new cab that he'd got, a dedicated cab. And then we heard it running, and we was trying to guess for most of the day what it was, but we was both wrong. And when we entered into his main cave, he bought himself a dedicated cab for Scud Racer. But at the time, I was not interested in the Scud Racer. I was too interested in being amazed at what I was looking at as soon as I walked through his door. The collection of games that that man has is immense. I don't think I've ever seen a collection where I can actually look at it and say, I can look and there's not one game that isn't a good game, a classic game, a rare game. You know, I just couldn't look anywhere and say, well, you know, that's not a bad game. That was all brilliant. The way he set his room out, it was just, well, you know, he went on all day long talking about, oh guys, you're going to be disappointed when you see it. Far from disappointed, mate. Far from disappointed. I just, you know, you've done yourself proud with the collection you've got. I was just amazed at it. Absolutely amazed. Now, I did have footage, which this footage would not have done Daz's collection justice. You really need to see it with your own eyes. And as I say, we had the hour there, and it just wasn't enough. It really wasn't enough. It was a shame, because I could have delved into that collection for a good few hours, you know, checking out what he picked up. There's a lot of stuff in there I've never even heard of. But that's the whole purpose of going down there, to check out what he had. And just be amazed by it, to be honest, because the guy's videos he sticks up were some of the best I'd ever seen, and that's what influenced me and changed my whole perspective on collecting, to be honest. Which I've said in a video last year, I think, when I was I had a few too many, but you know, the truth comes out when you've had a drink. So, but yeah, the guy's been an inspiration. He had a fantastic collection, absolutely worth the trip, even just for the hour that we went down there. But video wise, now I did have a clip, as I say, of his room. And then I had Daz playing Scud Racer, and then I did a little second video of the rest of his collection and his arcade cabs. But directly after finishing the and uploading the first video, this is why this one's been delayed. This decided the next day to stop working. So luckily for me, the week previous I bought one of these. It's kind of fate. I bought myself an iPhone 5, which was waiting to be set up. But this has done me proud. It's done me 150 videos plus. But unfortunately, the footage of Doll's man cave mansion, the best collection I've ever seen, is on here. So I've lost it. So I can only say in words how amazing that collection was. As I say, you know, I just want my collection to be at least half as good as that guy's. Seriously, you know, as I say, there's a lot of games I've never heard of, a lot of games I've seen, and you know, he's been in the right place at the right time. He's bought the, you know, he's got some fantastic deals, and amazing box sets and collector's items from Japan. Everything's Japanese, which is the best way to go as far as I'm concerned. Artwork, you know. Everybody knows who collects Japanese stuff, just how much more appealing it is, and to look at in general. It's absolutely just fantastic personally. But I just can't say enough about this guy's collection. It's just immense, absolutely immense. So Dal, whatever you know, if you're watching this, mate, trust me, I was far from disappointed. It was an amazing collection, and I'm just so looking forward to coming down again, mate, and having a good couple of hours sitting there and just checking out what you've actually got on them shelves. Because as I say, it was a fleeting glance and I was amazed by that. So, but as I say, you know, I had the footage. Unfortunately, it's gone. But trust me when I say, if you get the invite, don't hesitate. Go to see this guy's collection, because it is unbelievable. Seriously unbelievable. And I just, as I say, I hope I get my collection looking half as good as that, trust me. But there you go, that's it, guys. You know, as I say, we spent the hour there, and you know, it was just not enough time. It was a shame, really. But absolutely, you know, privileged to meet up with Dal. I've got to personally thank him for allowing us to even venture into his house and to see his collection in the first place. So, Dal, you're top man. Looking forward to meeting you up with you again. That is going to happen without question. But he did give me a little gift, which is fair, because I did give him a game, and you know, he was very reluctant to have it off me. But I said, just have it. You know, I'm not really too fussed. But when we was in Play Nation, I did notice a VMU for the Dreamcast, and I've always wanted a coloured one. And as we were leaving, you know, I was thinking, should I get it? And he goes, don't worry, I've got one of them for you. You know, as part of the trade for the game, I suppose. So I thought, fair enough. But if you've seen Daz's video, you'll notice Daz has also had a VMU. But I had the pick, and I had the green VMU, because I do need one, because I've got a few games to the Dreamcast, and I was running out of basically VMUs. I've had two and they're both full. So to get hold of this, especially off Dal, is a nice little item to have. Now, do I open it? I'm going to open mine. That's what it's there to be used, to be appreciated. So Dal, thanks very much for that, mate. I'm going to need it, because I'm going to be getting a fair few shooters for the Dreamcast in the next coming months. But that is off Dal. So thank you very much, mate. And personally, again, thanks for inviting me into your to the best collection I've ever seen. And I will say again and again, trust me, mate, it is a fantastic collection. But stepping back a little bit, I did have one more item, and this is off Daz. We did talk about this when we was in Blackpool, and bless him, he did remember, because I've not had a PAL console of this type for a while, because mine did decide to break down. I tried to fix it and I didn't fix it very successfully, so I had to throw it away. But I've had a number of PAL games, and I've been wanting to play Shenmue for donkeys again. I want to get back onto it and give it a good go again. So he very kindly gave me a Dreamcast console, a PAL version, so I can now play all my PAL games again. So thank you very much for that, Daz. And to you, my friend, you know, I've got to say a personal thanks too, because, you know, the driving you did on that Saturday was immense. And I'm very privileged for you to come down all the way down to where I live, and then take off from where I live and drive through that horrific journey into London. So I've got to say thanks, mate. You know, not many people will do what he does. That's all I can say. He's a very, very generous person, and you know, he's just an honour to spend a day with him. And I guarantee it's going to be there's going to be many more times when that's going to occur, hopefully. But listen, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Short and sweet, I'm afraid, but I've got to say I had a fantastic day. I met, obviously, a couple of more YouTubers I intended to meet, but I met up with Dahl as well, which, you know, that alone for me was just, you know, that made my day, going to see that guy's collection. But, you know, travelling down with Daz and meeting up with Ocarina fella, obviously, and I always call him Tino77. Sorry, Rob, it just sticks in my head. But meeting up with Rob as well, 2D Rob, champion 2D Rob, there you go. It was just, you know, a privilege. You know, the guy as I say, he waited 2 hours to meet us, and you know, I've got to say thanks again for that, mate. You know, not many people would do that. So listen, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I just had a fantastic time in London. It's going to happen again, I guarantee you that. Shame I didn't have the footage of Dahl and to show you his collection, but as I say, to see it with your own eyes, you would appreciate it far more, believe me. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for staying interested, and I'm going to leave it there. And as always, guys, I am Syber Deloro. Keep playing and keep watching. All the best.